Imagine sinking through miles of solid ice. No light, no sound, just frozen darkness and the weight of a dead world pressing down from every direction. And then the ice gives way. You break through into open water. No sky above you, no surface to swim toward, just a ceiling of ancient ice, sealing you inside an ocean that has never once seen sunlight. And you realize this ocean has been sealed for 4 billion years. Something may have had enough time to begin. Europa does not look like a threat. From a distance, it looks almost peaceful. A pale, smooth marble drifting silently through Jupiter's shadow. No mountains, almost no craters. Just ice, cracked, scarred, and eerily flat. It is one of the smoothest objects in the entire solar system. But that smoothness is not beauty. It is a warning. On any normal moon, craters pile up over billions of years. Europa barely has any. That means the surface is being constantly replaced. Something from below is pushing upward, erasing the old scars, laying down fresh ice. The surface looks young because something underneath it will not stay still. And it has been moving for 4 billion years. If you were to stand on Europa, the cold would not be the first thing that killed you. The temperature sits at minus 160 degrees Celsius. Cold enough to shatter steel like glass. Cold enough to make the ice beneath your feet as hard as granite and as sharp as razors. But you would be dead long before the cold finished the job. Europa orbits deep inside Jupiter's magnetic field. And Jupiter is not just a planet. It is the most powerful magnetic engine in the solar system, spinning so fast it generates a field thousands of times stronger than Earth's, trapping high-energy particles and hurling them outward in a continuous invisible firestorm. Europa orbits directly inside that firestorm. At the surface, the radiation dose reaches 5.4 sieverts per day. 1 sievert causes radiation sickness. 5 in a single day is fatal. Your electronics would fry within hours. Your cameras would dissolve into static. Your DNA would begin to unravel before you could radio for help. Europa is a radioactive hellscape dressed as a paradise. But here is the irony that changes everything. That same radiation, splitting water molecules on the surface, generating oxygen and hydrogen peroxide, may be slowly feeding what lives below, delivering chemical energy through the ice, drop by drop, over billions of years. The thing designed to kill you on the surface might be keeping something alive in the dark. Jupiter may be both the guard and the gardener. For decades, the question was simple: is there actually an ocean under that ice, or are we just guessing? In the 1990s, NASA's Galileo spacecraft flew past Europa carrying a magnetometer, an instrument so sensitive it can feel the shape of a magnetic field from thousands of kilometers away. As Galileo passed close, something unexpected happened. Europa was pushing back against Jupiter's field. Something inside the moon was conducting electricity. Solid ice does not conduct electricity. Rock does not either. But salt water does. The signal was unambiguous. Beneath the ice, something liquid and salty was encircling the entire moon. Then, in January 2025, NASA published new results from the Juno spacecraft. Using a microwave instrument that sees beneath surfaces, Juno measured the ice shell directly and settled a debate that had divided scientists for years. The ice is 29 kilometers thick. That is 18 miles of solid frozen water between you and what lies beneath. And below that ice, an ocean roughly 100 kilometers deep, 10 times deeper than the Mariana Trench. Europa holds more liquid water than all of Earth's oceans combined. Every single drop of it in permanent total darkness. The ocean stays liquid because of Jupiter's gravity. Europa is caught in a gravitational tug of war between Jupiter, Io, and Ganymede. Their combined pull stretches and compresses Europa's interior with every orbit, like bending a metal rod back and forth until the metal grows warm. That process, called tidal heating, has been running continuously for 4.5 billion years. It keeps the rocky core warm, and that warmth keeps the ocean from freezing. Europa looks dead from space. Its interior has never stopped moving. Now comes the question that changes everything. On Earth, there are places at the bottom of the ocean where no sunlight has ever reached. Cracks in the seafloor called hydrothermal vents pump superheated, mineral-rich water into freezing darkness. And wherever we find them, we find life. Bacteria, worms, crabs, entire ecosystems running entirely on chemical energy with no connection to the sun whatsoever. Scientists believe Europa's ocean floor may host the same structures. In 2023, the James Webb Space Telescope detected carbon dioxide on Europa's surface, specifically in a chaotic region called Terra Regio, where the ice appears to have broken apart and refrozen. That carbon dioxide did not come from space. It originated from the interior. The ocean itself likely contains carbon compounds, the basic molecular architecture of life, sealed beneath 29 kilometers of ice. But there is a problem. Recent simulations suggest Europa's rocky interior may not generate enough heat to drive active volcanoes on the seafloor. Without erupting vents, a major source of chemical energy disappears. The case for life becomes harder to make, except there is another path. A process called serpentinization, water seeping into cracked rock and reacting with certain minerals at low temperatures, produces hydrogen gas and heat without needing any volcanic activity at all. A 2016 NASA study found that Europa's ocean could sustain an Earth-like chemical balance through this process alone. And 2024 simulations showed that these low-temperature systems on ocean moons can persist for billions of years, long enough for life to emerge. We do not know what lives in that ocean. We do not know if anything lives there at all. Whatever evolved in total darkness for 4 billion years would not need eyes. It might sense pressure waves through the water. It might use bioluminescence to hunt in the dark. In Europa's lower gravity, with no evolutionary pressure from a surface world, it could grow to sizes we cannot predict. Or the ocean is completely empty, sterile, silent, dead. And that silence might be the most terrifying answer of all. On October 14, 2024, NASA launched Europa Clipper aboard a SpaceX Falcon Heavy rocket. It is the largest planetary science spacecraft NASA has ever built, carrying 9 instruments designed to see through ice, taste chemistry, and listen to magnetic fields. It will arrive at Jupiter in April 2030 and perform 49 close flybys of Europa, swooping as close as 25 kilometers from the surface. But there is one thing Clipper is specifically hunting: plumes. In 2012, the Hubble Space Telescope captured what appeared to be enormous geysers erupting from Europa's south pole, water vapor rising 200 kilometers above the surface. Then, in 2018, researchers went back to old Galileo data and found something that had been sitting unnoticed for over 20 years. During a 1997 flyby, Galileo had passed within 200 kilometers of the surface, and its instruments recorded a sharp magnetic spike consistent with flying directly through an active water plume. Galileo had tasted Europa's ocean without anyone realizing it. If those plumes are still erupting, Europa Clipper will fly through them. Its instruments will sample the ocean directly, no drilling required, no landing on a surface that would destroy most electronics within hours. Just a flyby through a cloud of ocean spray, carrying the answer to the oldest question in astronomy. Are we alone? Science fiction writer Arthur C. Clarke once issued a warning, written into his novels like a prophecy no one took seriously enough. All these worlds are yours, except Europa. Attempt no landing there. He wrote it as fiction. The more we learn, the less fictional it feels. The answer Europa Clipper brings back will be frightening either way. If the ocean is barren, empty, silent, chemically dead, it tells us something deeply uncomfortable about how rare life truly is, about how improbable we are, about what it means that in 4 billion years, in an ocean larger than every ocean on Earth, nothing ever began. But if something is there, even a single organism drifting through that black water, something that has never seen the sun, never known a sky, never had any reason to suspect we exist, then life is not a fluke. And if it happened twice in the same solar system, around the same star, the universe is not empty at all. Europa keeps orbiting, keeps flexing, keeps its ocean sealed beneath 29 kilometers of ancient ice. Whatever is down there has been waiting in the dark for longer than complex life has existed on Earth. And right now, something we built is cutting through space toward it. We are almost close enough to knock.